Science. I am the account specialist for the Greater South and Mid Atlantic affiliates. With me today is Sharnette Jackson, account specialist for the Western region. So we will go over a few housekeeping items before we begin. Give me one moment. All right, so questions will be answered at the end of the presentation. Right now, everyone is in presentation mode, and at the end, we will open it up for questions and answers verbally. If you have any questions that come up after the question and answer period, please email me at sophie.sayas@heart.org. You will see my email on the very last slide. So during the presentation, since we are in presentation mode, we do have a chat bubble that I am circling around. If you guys have a question during the webinar, please ask your question in that chat bubble, and Sharnette Jackson will answer your questions as they come in. At the beginning of the question and answer session, we will address some of those questions for the entire group. So in today's eCard webinar, we will review eCards in depth. We will review the Manage eCards tool that is used to distribute the eCards. We're going to go over the Training Center Coordinator's role, Training Center Admin's role. We will discuss the instructor basics, and then we're going to take a look at the student's experience. Finally, we will review the resources that are available to Training Center coordinators, admins, and instructors. And then at that time, we will open the webinar up for the question and answer session. So eCards are available for U.S. provider courses only through the eCards tool. They are not currently available for instructor courses, but they are available for international courses. The AHA eCard is the electronic equivalent of the AHA paper course completion card. eCards are valid course completion cards to be presented by the provider as proof of successful completion of their AHA course. The eCard is very secure. There's a 3-point verification by the Training Center coordinator, the instructor, as well as the student. The Training Center coordinator, Training Center admin, eCard location admin, or the instructor will issue the eCard, and the student must claim that card. eCard information is populated electronically by the Training Center coordinator and Training Center admin. Delivery of the eCard to the student is done by using the AHA's Manage eCard tool, which is located on the instructor network. So once you guys are logged into your instructor network account, you're just going to click on the eCard link that's located on the dashboard page, and that will take you to your home inventory page for eCards. The eCard website is located on a cloud and offers a more robust experience for our network. So eCards are easy to purchase by the Training Center coordinator securely by phone or online from the distributor using the same security ID number that Training Center coordinators currently use. And this ID is never to be shared. And we want you guys to know if the Training Center is allowing the training sites or eCard locations or instructors to pay the distributor directly for eCard. If for some reason that Training Center is ever deactivated, the Training Center is solely responsible for reimbursing the eCard location, training sites, or instructors. It is very critical to have an agreement with your training sites and instructors regarding the purchase of eCards. As AHA or the distributor does not reimburse the purchaser, they only reimburse the actual training center. And the reason for this is because at the time of deactivation, any eCards in the eCard location or instructor's inventory is returned to the training center's inventory. So this information is currently under review from our compliance department, and it will be updated within the PAM. So back to purchasing eCards. Once your order is placed with the distributor by close of business, the eCard should be uploaded to your eCards inventory on the instructor network by 8:30 a.m. the next business day. One of our best features about eCards is how they are very easy to verify. The employer, as well as the student, can access and verify eCards at our website, which is www.heart.org/CPR/mycard. By going to this website, this will prove issuance by a valid training center and instructor that are current and aligned. The web address will be shown in the upcoming slides, and I will be sure to point that web address out for you guys. But right now on our screen, we're looking at the layout of the eCard. We have the full-size version as well as the wallet version. The eCards feature the official AHA logo. All cards have a copyright notice. The issue date and renewal date will appear on the card. The eCard code is printed below the instructor ID number only on the full eCard, not the wallet card. And that eCard code may be used to verify eCards at our eCard verification website, which is, once again, www.heart.org/CPR/mycard. The next feature is modules. For all HeartSaver cards, the optional modules completed will be listed below the course name. And then we do have a quick response code, which can be scanned with a mobile device to view the eCard as well as validate your wallet card by printing it out using the quick response code out from your mobile device. Information is also in the AHA course card reference guide that every instructor, coordinator, and training center admin has access to. So please feel free, you guys, to share the validity of AHA eCards memo, which is located on the instructor network under the additional tools tab. We want everyone to keep in mind that eCards are just like paper cards. Mistakes made by user error are preventable, and the eCard is edible once the student claims the card. This will reduce costly reprint of eCards unlike the paper cards. And also, if need be, AHA customer service is able to block a card for a training center if the card was issued in the wrong discipline or prematurely. AHA customer service will require an email from the training center coordinator in order to block that card. And within the email, we just need the student's name and the eCard code so that we can block the proper eCard. The student will receive the email still, but the card access will be blocked. Therefore, the training center will simply issue a new card to that student. So why eCards? It is because of your feedback regarding printed cards being time-consuming and difficult. Another reason for eCards is a result of an increased need for security and to prevent counterfeit cards. Why is AHA requiring eCards? The simple answer is quality improvement. Not only do eCards provide higher security than paper cards and reduce the risk of counterfeit cards, but they also allow for data-driven continuous quality improvement in AHA CPR and ECC training. Improving the quality of training and victim and patient outcomes is at the heart of everything AHA CPR and ECC does to further our life-saving mission. So once again, the eCards tool is located on the instructor network, which makes the job of issuing eCards simple and secure. Some of the benefits of using eCards is how it allows for enhanced security and reduced risk for the training center by eliminating counterfeit course completion cards. It also allows for added efficiency because this is such a time saver for training center coordinators and instructors to have the ability to quickly issue eCards to students. There are no shipping hassles, making eCards very efficient to produce and manage. And then, once again, the ease of validation for employers and students through our eCard verification website, www.heart.org/CPR/mycards, to prove that it was issued by a valid training center and instructor who is currently aligned with the American Heart Association. And also, with full integration of eCards, it allows for seamless, secure delivery of the eCard to the student. So now you actually have the eCard verification website on our screen. If you guys want to take that down, you have the opportunity to do so now. This is the homepage of our eCard verification website. This can be accessed by the employer or by the student. And as you can see on our screen, we have the employer tab up. The employers are able to verify up to 20 eCard codes at once. And the nice thing about the verification for employers is that it will show if the card was emailed to the student. This lets the employer know that the student has not claimed their card, but they have received it. If the student has actually claimed their eCard, the employer is actually able to view and print the eCard off. So once the student receives their eCard via email, they will register and agree to the terms and conditions, take a course survey, and then at that time they will claim their card. Once they complete those few easy steps, that's when their eCard becomes active on this eCard verification website. So this website is great for students with lost card issues and changes within their email. It is so simple and secure for the student to keep up with their own card. The student can forward their eCard to their work email, their supervisor, an HR at one job or multiple jobs. Students can also securely pull it up on their phone by using the Quick Response app, which is a great bonus for those who need to have quick access to their card. And just some additional benefits of using eCard is how the eCard will automatically update to a new guideline if it's within the training center's inventory. That means you won't have any loss of card stock ever. You will notice time savings regarding printing the card initially, and time savings of lost productivity regarding lost cards because they're able to visit this website to retrieve their card. And it's also secure for employers as well, as they can easily verify the eCard, virtually eliminating the cumbersome routine of calling a training center or AHA customer service to determine the validity of a student's course completion card. So the Heart Saver for K-12 schools course completion cards may be provided by AHA Training Center coordinators to K-12 school students, faculty, and staff who successfully complete an AHA Heart Saver First Aid CPR AED, Heart Saver CPR AED, or just a Heart Saver First Aid course. Faculty refers to teachers and coaches. Staff refers to an employee of a K-12 school or K-12 school system. And do know this card does come in the paper version as well as eCard version. This card has a different name, color, and background design to distinguish it from the traditional Heart Saver courses and also to protect it from being used outside of the K-12 schools market. Language on the card specifies that the card is for the K-12 audience, and the card back includes the school's name, location. All course completion cards are shown in the course card reference guide on the instructor network under the additional tools tab. Then you're going to choose training update. So now we're going to dive a little bit in deeper depth with the Manage eCard tool. We want you guys to familiarize yourself with the step-by-step guide, which is available on the instructor network under the additional tools tab. Then you're going to choose eCards and My Courses tools. All coordinators, training center admins, locations, and instructors will have access to the step-by-step guide and the training videos for each link command. This will ensure that instructors are familiar with these tools, which allows for a smooth transition to eCard. So it's very important to be familiar with that so you can explain to your students how the process works, as this is new for them as well. So once again, I keep reiterating that the eCard tool is located on the instructor network and is used to assign eCards that the training center has purchased from the distributor to their eCard locations, instructors, aligned with your training center, and to students. And I keep mentioning eCard locations, but no worries, I will go into detail about what the eCard location is. So once you click on the eCard link on the instructor network, it does take you to a cloud-based platform. So we want all training center coordinators to be aware that once the training center coordinator changes, the training center admins will drop off. This is just a security measure. All the new training center coordinator will need to do is add the training center admins back on after they get their welcome letter and have access to the training center account on the instructor network. So this is what the home page looks like of the inventory page. You will hear me refer to this page as we move throughout this presentation. We have a few links pulled up on this page, and as you can see, it's accessible by the training center coordinators and admins. So we're just going to take a dive down deeper into some of these links. So this is a full view of the eCard inventory homepage. This page is fully functional, and you will be able to manage your eCard inventory. You'll be able to assign eCards to students. You will be able to view eCards assigned to students. You can assign your eCards to instructors or eCard locations. You will be able to reclaim eCards from instructors or your eCard locations. You're also able to check the eCard status, search eCards, and view reports. And you can also review the expiring student eCard report, which is also found under the report links as well. Your virtual inventory will let you see your card stock so that you know when you are low on cards and need to reorder. You will use this page to see your inventory to quickly determine your available quantity of cards, which will ensure that you have enough available quantity to assign to instructors and students. It is also important to remember that you can only assign what you have available. I know this may seem quite evident, but just be sure to keep an eye on your available quantity when assigning the eCards to your instructors and students. And if you hold multiple roles, you will be able to see your training center coordinator inventory as well as your instructor inventory. And to view between the two, you'll just simply toggle between whatever inventory you want to view. So another great feature on the inventory page is the ease at which you can easily assign eCards to providers by simply clicking on the arrow to the left of any course name to reveal options to assign eCards to instructors, eCard locations, or directly to the student. So I'm just hovering over the arrows. When you click the side arrows, these three options below is what pops up. So they can also be easily assigned by using the bars at the bottom of the page, which what I just pointed out, the red bars, and you can choose the simplest method that works for you. And we just want you guys to know that eCard does not currently recognize emails with an apostrophe in their name, such as O'Neill. The Assigning eCards to Students link allows the Training Center Coordinator or admin to assign eCards by course to their students that have successfully completed their course. Using the step-by-step guide and viewing the tutorials will provide clear and concise directions. So please review both tools prior to issuing cards just so you can become familiar with them. We want you guys to remember, prior to issuing any eCards to instructors, it is very, very important to review your instructor list to ensure your instructors only have one instructor ID number and a valid email. Instructors will only show up for your training center and for the disciplines that they are aligned with you for. And the reason why you want to make sure your instructors only show up once and only have one account is because if you're sending cards to an instructor and they have two accounts, you won't know which inventory to send. So back to the instructors only showing up to your training center for the disciplines that they are aligned with you for. For example, to assign PALS cards, your training center must be approved for that discipline. Then the system will only show those instructors who are aligned to your training center for PALS. You will receive an error message if you try to issue more cards than what you have available in your inventory. And assigning eCards to students allows training centers and coordinators and training center admins to assign and email eCards to the students on behalf of the instructor. Cards should always be assigned to either the instructor to issue to the student or directly to that student. A training center coordinator, admin, or instructor should never assign a student's eCard to themselves for claiming purposes. If a student does not have an email and your training center still has paper cards available, you're going to issue them a paper card. In the event that your training center no longer has paper cards available, you want to ensure that all of your students have an email address prior to them attending your course. So here's what it looks like on the Assign eCards to Students link. You're going to click on that link, and then once you click on the Assign eCards to Students link, this page will pop up. You're going to select the course. We have the BLS provider course selected. And then you're going to select the inventory sort. If you are the training center coordinator, you will fill in the radio button for training center. If you are an eCard location, you will fill in the radio button for eCard location. You will select your training center from the drop-down box. If you only have one, it will populate, and then finally you'll choose the instructor's name. You will see the available quantity, and you will put in the number of cards you will be assigning, not to go over the available quantity, or you can upload the student information template, which I will speak more about on the next slide. So I just want to point this out to you. You can either enter the number of cards you want to assign, or you can check this box here and upload the student information template. So after you click submit, you will see a summary of the course, the training center, instructor, and the number of cards. And at this point, you will need to assign the student information next. So please be sure that the information in the summary at the top of the page is correct before assigning the actual student's information. So once again, you can manually enter each student's information, or you may upload the student information template. The student information template is a form. It's pretty much a spreadsheet containing the student's first name, last name, and email address. And speaking with training centers that are currently using eCard, they did indicate that this is the easiest way to get the student's information onto the eCard. So please have your instructors use this student information template and put a blank format of it on their laptop so that they can type their student name and email onto the form. A best practice for using this student information template is in class. When the student comes, they will sign in on the roster. And if this is possible for your training center, they will step over to a laptop or a tablet and they will type their own name and email onto the form. Once the form is filled out by the students during the class, the instructor can name the form and save it prior to sending it out to their training center or admin. A possible naming convention may be the instructor's last name, the date, and the course name. So just be sure that all instructors and training sites understand what the naming convention will be should you decide to use this form. You can find this form on the instructor network under the additional tools tab, or you can keep a blank one on your computer. And once filled out by your students, you will be able to upload this onto the eCard site and simply click upload, and all of the students' names and emails will auto-populate without you having to manually type each student's name. This will eliminate you having to decipher the student's handwriting from the roster and having to type it here. And it will also ensure that the email is being delivered to the correct student's email address. Because just think about when you type your own name or email, you automatically look to see if you put the information correctly. So this also allows the student to see that there is a new process in place, and it will let them know that they have a responsibility to claim their card. And when they ask why you are asking them to do this, it will open the door up for the instructors to discuss the eCard process. So once again, the student information template will auto-populate the correct fields, and the information that is needed on this template is the first name, last name, and email address. Now, the phone number is optional but highly recommended, as it can save you time should you need to contact that student directly. Then you will choose the course date. You can choose the course date by clicking in the course date field. A calendar will appear, and you can select the date from the calendar. The date of assignment of the eCard must be a current date or a prior date. It will not accept a future date. You will receive an error message if you put in a future date. The course date can be chosen for all or individual eCards. This means you can choose different dates and students for skills checks that occur for that instructor. This makes it simple to take care of an instructor that does a lot of online blended training. And then next, you will ensure that the HeartSaver modules for the course are correctly checked for the card you want to assign. Course cards that have these additional fields are the HeartSaver First Aid CPR AED, HeartSaver CPR AED, and then the HeartSaver First Aid. And once you have completed all fields, you're going to click Finish. And when you click Submit, the eCard is ready to be issued. If you're not ready, click Cancel. And again, you will receive an alert pop up that you are, just to ensure that you are issuing an eCard. Prior to clicking the Submit button, we just give you alerts to make sure all of your information is correct. If the information is not correct, you can click Cancel if you're not ready to issue that eCard. And then there will be a download button that allows you to capture the data on your screen. This is especially helpful for those that would like to supply a customer or an employer with the eCard codes and names for a group of students. You want to treat these cards just like paper cards when issuing. They are no different. So eCards can also be assigned from the training center admin to the instructor, so the instructor can deliver the eCards directly to their students. Now, for all the coordinators that's on this webinar, do know this is optional. You're not obligated to provide your instructors with eCards to send to your students, but this is an enhancement so that they can, if you have a large training center and a lot of instructors, it helps you with the issuance of cards. So instructors will select the course. Well, the training center coordinator will select the course, and as the coordinator, your training center will populate, and you will select the instructor. If you want to select multiple instructors, you can from the instructors list. Your quantity available field will show, and once you click submit, you will receive a summary showing your selection. You will then put the number of cards you would like to assign to the instructors, and as you can see to the far right, there is a trash can icon that allows you to delete an instructor that you accidentally selected. You will see a green confirmation check appear at the top of your screen, and the quantity will be automatically updated to the new available eCard quantity. And in a similar fashion, you can assign to location admins that are also aligned with your training center. So you now have the option to add VAM instructors for those that use the voice-assisted mannequin, also known as the VAM. Training centers using the VAM system to conduct skill sessions for hardcode BLS, ACLS, or PALS courses can now add a VAM instructor option for issuing AJ eCards to students who complete these courses. Also, you can now select hardcode with instructor or hardcode with VAM when issuing eCards to students. This feature was created based on Training Network's feedback, and it allows your students to complete a post-course survey customized to their experience with hardcode in a VAM, which more accurately reflects their learning experience. To add a VAM instructor, coordinators should access My Training Center from their Instructor Network dashboard page, then click Manage Instructors, then Add New. There you will see the option to add a VAM instructor, and this update was provided within our September 22nd edition of the ECC. So now we're just going to move right on to the instructor functionality. Instructor functions are very similar to the coordinator and admin functions as you see on this page. Instructors will access the eCard link from their dashboard page on the Instructor Network, just like the coordinators and admins. They will use his or her current sign-in information, and when the dashboard page come up, they'll scroll down and click eCards. So this will take you, once again, to the cloud-based platform. It opens up a separate window. So training center coordinators, just like you have for paper cards, you will want to have a process in place for instructors to purchase eCards. As you can imagine, card assignment time will decrease dramatically with eCards as there is no shipping and minimal wait time. So instructors can view their eCard inventory. This is the eCards assigned to them by their coordinator or admin. They can view the assigned eCards to students link, and they're going to follow the same exact process as the coordinator and admin. They have the View eCards assigned to students link, which allows the instructors to view eCards that they just assigned to their students. They can also view their eCard status, which allows the instructor to view eCards that they have assigned to students. And from there, they're able to download a file of eCard codes issued by assignment and view the status of the eCards available to be assigned. Instructors can search eCards, resending the card if the student did not receive the email to claim the card. A new feature is viewing the eCard as well as the ability to print the student's eCard. You will do this in the View eCard column by clicking on the button eCard. The student's eCard will be displayed in a separate window, and they can also view the student's profile. And the instructors are able to view their reports by quality score, by course, or by discipline. And I will touch on reports here shortly. So when an instructor is issuing eCards to a student, the first step is to choose Assign eCard to Student Link. Then they will need to select the inventory source. Well, they'll need to select the course and then the inventory source. And they're going to choose their instructor inventory. which will appear here unless you hold more than one role, such as a eCard location or an admin. So once you choose instructor inventory, you must select if the inventory was given to you by the training center or by the eCard location. You would choose training center unless you are within an eCard location. Next, you would choose the training center you are aligned with from the drop-down list. And the only time more than one training center will appear here is if the instructor has a primary alignment and secondary alignment, or if they're aligned at a training center for different disciplines. Then the instructor is going to enter the requested quantity based on their class size and not going over what the training center assigned to the instructor. And then they will click submit. They also have the option to upload the student information template. And once they click submit, they will get a confirmation page just to ensure that they are not emailing cards prematurely. And from that confirmation page, you can either edit to return to the assigned eCards page, or you can click cancel, which will return you back to your inventory page. So the account specialist team is happy to do a walkthrough with our training center coordinators and admins with your live account. So once you receive your eCards from your distributor, please contact your account specialist with the date and several times so that we can do a live demo and training with you on your eCard account. All right, so the eCard location admin is a role which can only be assigned by an AHA training center or AHA training center admin of record. The role was created to assist the training centers with the distribution and management of eCards to training sites that are aligned with a training center. There may be up to three eCard location admins per designated eCard location, and instructors can also assign to multiple eCard locations. So how this works, a training center and admin may invite an eCard location to align with them. Then they will issue eCards to a location for them to assign to instructors. And they can also add a new eCard admin to an eCard location or respond to a request from a location that would like to align. And if need be, they can remove an eCard location and reclaim eCard inventory from a location. So we do have wonderful video tutorials that will provide additional information. So please reference these wonderful training videos as they will help you and your eCard location admins learn the easy steps of this new tool. There are many more additional functions that are covered in the video tutorials on the instructor network to ensure that understanding is clear prior to issuing or prior to assigning eCards. Some additional functions covered in the video tutorials is how to reclaim an eCard. Through the Reclaim eCards function in the eCard tool, you are able to reclaim eCards assigned to an eCard location or instructor before they have been assigned to a student. From the Reclaim an eCard link, you're going to simply select the course, followed by the instructor or eCard location you wish to reclaim from, and then you're going to select the quantity of eCards to reclaim. You want to be sure to have processes in place like you do for paper cards for your business when you're reclaiming cards from instructors and locations. You can also search eCards by course date, first name, last name, eCard code, or email. And should you need to resend an eCard to a student, for example, if the student's email is blocked by a firewall or the email address changes, that card can be resent by the training center coordinator from this link. You would just click on the resend eCard link and send the eCard to a different email account. This does not change the student's profile to save or resend. It only changes the email. If for some reason you are sending two different cards to the same email, and for some reason they do not receive both cards, the student can also go directly to the eCard verification website to retrieve the unclaimed card. It will show them on their student profile that they have one unclaimed card, and they will just click there and follow the process. And if you need to edit an eCard, you can do this from the Search eCard link. eCards can be edited by the training center once the student has claimed the card. The name and email can be edited, but not the course information. The eCard status link, through the eCard status link in the eCard tool, you can view all of your eCard transactions in one place. including the number of eCards you have issued as well as the number of eCards you have ordered from your distributor. The negative quantity will show the number of eCards you have issued in a single transaction. In other words, when you issue eCards, the number you have available for assignment decreases, and that is displayed as a negative number. This view is similar to a bank ledger view. It shows eCards in inventory acquired and eCards out assigned to instructors or students, allowing you to track your inventory over time. And once again, you can see your orders from the distributors as well as what has been assigned by course to instructors or if the card was sent directly to the student. You can also easily edit eCards and resend eCards from this link as well. So we do want to hear from you guys regarding the functionality enhancements to ensure we are giving you what you want and need with eCards. So please let us know how we're doing. So My Courses is another tool that many training center coordinators, admins, and instructors currently use to advertise and register students to classes posted on the CPR First Aid ECC Find a Course tool located on heart.org. The My Courses tool is located on the instructor network on the dashboard page. My Course integrates with My Courses via the roster manager, which is what we're showing on the screen here. This shows you a view of a class in My Courses. So by logging into a class list, they can issue eCards directly to their students from this list. So once the instructor clicks the Manage My Roster link, the roster manager allows the instructor to select the student and assign eCards to those students that have successfully completed their course with one click of a button. My Courses and eCards work together to make the teaching experience smooth and seamless. So this is the first major enhancement with eCards to a new platform on the instructor network. The look and feel has been upgraded. New fields have been added to increase functionality. So once again, you guys, please familiarize yourself with the instructor functions of eCards. Many of you are instructors, and you may be dually aligned with another training center for another discipline or job. You will also be able to easily explain the process to your instructors that will be utilizing eCards and the eCards My Courses tool. So when any changes to eCards are made, you will be notified on the dashboard page and via emails from your account specialist. Also, AJ's marketing team will continue to update the eCard resources to ensure you have the most up-to-date information. Our goal is to make sure that the training experience better for you, your instructors, as well as our students. So we are holding webinars this year regarding e-learning for you and your instructors because our goal is to give you the most up-to-date information and tools that we have available. So now we're going to take a quick look at the student's experience. It is very important that you inform your students in every class on how the eCard is claimed, as this is new for them as well. There is a new student handout available for training center coordinators and instructors, and it is the green and blue document shown here to the right. So please feel free to use the student handout, which provides all of the information to students, allowing them to have a takeaway, ensuring that they know how to claim their card. And it also includes a note that if they do not claim the eCard, they will not be able to show proof of course completion to their employer. The student handout covers claiming the eCard. The student will receive an email inviting them to claim their eCard online. So the student is going to simply click on the hyperlink, which will take them to their student profile page. So if possible, the best practice is to have the student claim the card during the class. This best practice was provided to us from training centers that currently use eCards. You want to make sure you instruct your students to add the email address ecards@hearts.org. Once again, that is ecards@hearts.org to their address book or contacts in their email server to help prevent the email from being accidentally marked as spam or junk. So the student profile page is pre-populated with the following non-editable information. It will have their eCard code, their instructor and training center information. It's going to include the student's name and email information. They're going to actually type in their security question and then type in the answer to their security question. and then they will agree to the terms and conditions of use. And remember, no one can claim the student eCard except for that student that took the course. When they click submit, this will then take them to a student survey of 6 or 7 questions, depending on the discipline. And once they answer the questions, the student will click submit, and then their eCard will be displayed. So remember, this student survey will replace student evaluation for the 2015 guideline courses, meaning you do not have to give them a paper evaluation if you're using eCard. This information is found in the instructor manual under the testing tab after the course program evaluation section. Once they complete the survey, the student can then click print if needed, or they can use the quick response code with their mobile device to scan the eCard to their phone. And when they click view my eCard, it will take them to a summary page showing them a history of their active cards, expired cards, unclaimed cards. Will show their profile and then their current cards. So tell your students to also expect a thank you email after they claim their card with a reminder of how to access their profile and eCard. Again, at the eCard verification address at the bottom of your screen, which is www.heart.org/CPR/mycards. Anytime a student says they no longer have the eCard, you just direct them to this website because their card will always be available on this eCard verification website. So the final link that we're going to discuss is the eCard reports link. The data in the reporting tool is refreshed and updated nightly. Some of the reporting categories are total quality score by discipline and total quality score by course. The benchmark score compares the instructor scores to all instructors nationwide. To pull a report of your scores, there is a download button that will pull the report into an Excel spreadsheet. It will contain all questions and a tally of responses, and these scores provide a quality improvement measure based on the student's post-course survey and will be used to incrementally improve quality over time. So please encourage all students to complete the post-course survey. There must be at least 10 results from 10 student surveys for scores to appear. The scores will change based on the number of students that are responding to the surveys. And eventually, the goal is to have these surveys take place of course monitoring. We do realize that this is a change in operations for training centers, training sites, and instructors, and it will take some time to become familiar with. Additional reports that can be ran is the expiring student report and a reclaimed eCard report. So this page shows the page to request the basic reports for quality scores. The individual report is called Quality Score. Instructors will only be able to view their own scores, and training centers will be able to see their instructor scores. The goal is that these quality scores will eventually replace both instructor and course monitoring. Be sure to watch the video. It is short and explains the scores and what they really mean. So please encourage your instructors to utilize this tool. And yes, we did listen to your request for more information within the report and have provided a more robust, detailed information for you and your instructors. The results page does include all questions included in the survey along with a tally of responses. The report answers are aggregated by question and will help you in providing coaching for your instructors based on the question. Once the student completes their post-course survey, you will easily be able to review how the students responded within the report link. A tally of responses appear, and the data provides regular feedback for the training centers and instructors. These questions are weighed on the survey, and one of the most important questions this guideline season is regarding the use of feedback in a device that measures rate and depth of chest compressions during skills practice and testing. By January 31st of this year, the AHA has required the use of an instrumented directive feedback device or mannequin in all AHA courses that teach the skills of adult CPR. Specifically, an instrumented directive feedback device or a mannequin is one that, at a minimum, provides audio or visual, or both, feedback on the rate and depth of compressions during CPR training. This requirement will impact BLS, ACLS, ACLS-EP, and Heart Saver adult courses. In the future, as more devices become available for child and infant CPR, We will also require the use of feedback devices in courses that teach the skills of child and infant CPR. The 2015 AHA Guidelines Update for CPR and ECC highlighted research showing the benefit of feedback devices that provide learners with real-time audiovisual corrective feedback on aspects such as chest compression, rate, depth, and recoil. Studies have shown that feedback devices help students achieve mastery of these important skills and that they shorten the time to demonstration of competence. For the AHA's requirement, at a minimum, the device must measure and give real-time audio feedback or visual feedback, or both, on rate and depth. This sound or visual information then allows students to self-correct their skills. So please ensure that your instructors are appropriately providing feedback and using a device to monitor real-time measure of rate and depth of chest compressions and informing students of this during the course. Also ensuring students are familiar with the term feedback and how providing feedback and using a device to monitor real-time measure of rate and depth of chest compressions will result in the question being answered correctly when the student takes the survey. It will improve the quality of courses and also improve the instructor's overall scores. A student strongly agreed to receiving feedback on their skills, and when asked was the device used, they answered yes. This is the way AHA will know if a feedback device is being used by instructors. So please use this data to positively reinforce proper behaviors with your instructors in locations and see how you can utilize them to guide your instructors in eCard locations to high-quality CPR training excellence. Well, you guys, we have went over the Training Center Coordinator, Training Center Admin information, the instructor basics, and then we took a look at the student's experience. So as with anything new, it does take a little repetition, ensuring you have process in place and are explaining the new processes to instructors and students. But there are many resources that will help you every step of the way. As you can see on the screen, there is an AHA Instructor Network additional tools section of eCards and My Courses resources. And here you will find the FAQs, the step-by-step guide, training tutorial videos, the validity memo, and the student information template, as well as the student handout. The course card reference guide is available to you as well on the Instructor Network under the Additional Tools tab. Then you're going to choose Training Updates. Your distributor will be your contact regarding any eCard audit questions that you may have. AHA Customer Support will be your contact for technology issues. They are available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. You can reach them by calling 877-242-4277 and then by choosing option 2. Or you may email your questions to ahainstructornetwork@heart.org. The number as well as the email is on the screen. And finally, the account specialists are available and happy to assist you once you have purchased your supplies eCard and once they are uploaded into your dashboard on the eCards tool. So please, coordinators, talk to your instructors to determine their need. Instructors listen to your students that tell you they need their cards immediately at the end of the course. And then coordinators contact your distributor to try them out. And finally, remember, we are here for you. So we have a workforce training initiative. This is located on the cpr.heart.org website under training. Please share this helpful website and video with companies in your state and empower them to understand the issues. You will find OSHA safety tips on bloodborne pathogens, AED programs, and the results of 2 surveys conducted found that among 2,000 employees in corporate offices, hospitality, education, and industry labor, only 55% can't get first aid or CPR and AED training from their employer. If training is available, it's often either CPR or first aid and not both. Half of all U.S. workers cannot locate an AED at work, and in the hospitality industry, 66% of employees cannot locate an AED. Among more than 1,000 safety managers in industries regulated by the U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, a third said training was offered only after a workplace incident. 1/3 reported lives were saved at the workplace or home due to workplace first aid, CPR, and AED training. And 3/4 said workplace injuries or medical conditions were treated based on the training. More than 1/3 felt it would be valuable to have training more than every 2 years, which is the current requirement. So this is very valuable training. Well, it is our pleasure to announce the Chicago Spring Educational Conference. This conference is actually taking place May 22nd, May 23rd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And there's actually a peer-to-peer workshop with other members of the AHA Training Network on the 22nd, and that will be from 3 to 5 p.m. On the 23rd, the general sessions, engaging breakouts, panel discussions will take place. All sessions are led by experts in their field. There will also be opportunities for networking with peers and ECC event sponsors. The topics will include innovative educational strategies in meeting the needs of diverse learners, use of continuous evidence evaluation, improving resuscitation programs in your facility, and there will be many other topics. The conference fee is $200, and it includes a continental breakfast, plated luncheon, and heart-healthy snacks. And continuing education credits is available for this conference. So thank you so much, you guys, for listening for about an hour. We appreciate your attentiveness. I see there were questions asked in the chat bubble. So now what I'm going to do is open the webinar up for question and answers. Give me a moment.
All participants are now muted. Press star 6 to unmute your line.
Questions at this time, please press star 6 to unmute yourself and ask away. Once again, if you have any questions, please press star 6 to unmute yourself and ask any questions that you have. But as for now, as you can see, my email is on the screen, sophie.size@heart.org. If for some reason you have any questions, you can send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to assist you with your questions. But once again, thank you so much, you guys, for joining our eCard webinar. I'm going to give you about 8 minutes back in your day if there are no more questions, but I will leave the screen up with my email just so that your questions may be answered.
Yes.